Good evening. I, like many in this district, are so troubled by any child being hurt, any family being so distressed. And as I've mentioned before, it took me days to recover from what I heard at the meeting, at both the meetings. I'm so glad that you talked about ethical conduct and what you're going to do about it, because it is probably at the crux of your being as a board. I hope that you come together with a plan, that everyone will restore trust, and that people feel like they're being heard. I think that room was bubbling over that night because they knew that they hadn't been heard. They had gone to their teacher, they had gone to their principal, they had gone to whomever. They tried to get to Dr. Wunderlich or Lisa McPhee, and it was just impossible. So they hadn't been heard. I think what annoyed me the most afterwards is to learn that the board knew nothing. The board didn't understand what was happening. They didn't understand of particular situations that really were heightened that should have been reported to you. I watched tonight, and I'm probably older than most of you in the room, and I watched tonight the discomfort that you had when a board member is trying to question what's happening in your district. I'm sorry you're uncomfortable, but I commend people who are courageous enough to seek out what is happening. And it's interesting to me to see, and you may be uncomfortable at this statement, and I'm sorry, that it seems to appear that the newest board members are the ones that are trying the hardest. There's 3 of them. They seem to think and act alike, and they're trying. I would hope the rest of you would join them. You can have the best program, you can boast of the most wonderful teachers, which there are many in this district. They are the hardest working profession that we have across the country. You can have all of that. You can have the best curriculum and the best sports, and you can be excited. But if your children in this district are not safe, you have nothing. So when I heard children wanting to commit suicide, and what I knew of my own experience in this district, I am troubled beyond belief. Parents are still feeling that the issue of bullying is not attended to. And to really help those that it's happening right now, do you know what another district is doing tonight? A principal had parents approach them concerned of some bullying issues in another district. They didn't wait for a task force. They didn't wait to how long this is going to take. Not that a task force isn't bad. It's good. But you know what? As we speak tonight, she had a professional come with a workshop to the parents immediately so they could communicate that school environment that they share. So every school could be doing this and communication. I hear the common old problem that you all have a very serious problem with communication. I would hope that some of the things that have been suggested by Mary, where there's reporting and oversight and answers being had, will happen. You may not like what Mary is saying because it's making you uncomfortable, but she's doing the right thing as an elected board member by the public. I would hope that I don't see the roll of eyes and condemning and interrupting anyone when they're trying to seek out information so that they can perform their duty. The duty of oversight is ultimate in a board member. We don't have, in 1996, the laws were changed, and we don't have a Michigan State Board of Education that oversights. You are autonomous, and you are responsible for the oversight. Public schools in America are our greatest gems. Supporting good teachers and the entire student body is imperative. And the entire, oh, I'm sorry.
That's your
Thank you.
5-minute.
Thank
bell.
you. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Anyone else? Sure.
I'll just hold it. My name is Jennifer Jones. I spoke at the last meeting. I had a thought. A couple of you know me. But what about, is there a program we can come up with or something to help the child who's been bullied, who might have the PTSD, like the gentleman was talking about, or an effect that he's not willing to, that they're not willing to share with their parents, or maybe there's a program we can come up with to help that kid get over that emotional hump, because my son is just now getting back after a week of being off school, of coming back to his own self the way he was before October. It's really, really nice to have him back. I don't want to lose him again. Thank you.
Thank you. With that, we move to superintendent's report.
Thank you.
So I'm sorry. Is there anyone else? I only saw one hand on Mrs. Jones, so okay.
Okay, I'll try to talk quickly. So as this
Your
board
name,
knows,
please?
I've addressed you many times.
I'm sorry, your name?
Liz Smith. I work tirelessly as a passionate advocate, and unfortunately, though, we have some adults in this school community behaving badly. And when that happens, how can we possibly expect our children to not be bullies when they're seeing adults doing the bullying? So tonight I'm here to speak on a couple different things. Something here that personally I experienced. I'm here to address the rampant and malicious bullying in this school community and to continue to shine light on the blind and negligent eye that this district has regarding students, parents, staff, and now even one of your own board members are being bullied. I'm a tireless advocate for children. I spend my time protecting children, not harming children. However, you may have heard here also the malicious lies of one of your PTA presidents, Bethany Danowitz, who seems to be obsessed with me
I'm gonna
and
ask
the
you to keep
private
your
matter
comments-
of a child that is not. She has said my name here many times.
And I'm going to ask you not to use names.
Let me be perfectly clear. Her lies are just that, outrageous lies. Her obsession is very concerning. Let me address one of her more outrageous lies. I am not banned from this school district. This woman has harmed a child in your district. I could go on and on dispelling her outrageous lies, but I have no interest in lowering myself to her conduct, and I owe her no explanation to the privacy of this child. In my opinion, it's my opinion.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to address the board,
I am addressing the board.
yeah, without making comments of a personal derogatory nature.
This is factual. She has attempted to obtain educational records about a child that's not hers. This district appropriately denied her request. Again, those records were tried to attain, and they were not. The judge dismissed it and said it was an invasion of this child's privacy and my privacy. Police department staff has formally stated that she was not there, no part of it, no part of this child's life, and observed nothing. And it was, but somehow, a still obsession of spreading lies into the community. Yet this board is okay with this woman in your school community. Do you know this woman's costing you money? Lots of it on the backs of children in this district. Many agree with me that this situation is outrageous. Superintendent Wunderlich said it's a simple process to get rid of volunteers that are bullying. What have you done, Dr. Wunderlich, to start that process. I have a couple of questions for you. I'd like to know if any board member here can give me the definition of FERPA. Anyone? Okay, that's really disheartening. I'll continue to pray for those with hate in their heart, and for the victims of the bullies, and for those children that are doing the bullies. They need help, and I hope this district helps all parties involved. A couple of things I also wanted to address. Waterford School District, let me also give you some facts and lawsuits in surrounding in Oakland County. Well, Waterford has, I believe, 47. Clarkston has 1. Holly has 5. Huron Valley has 24. South Lyon has 1. West Bloomfield has none. Novi has 3. Bloomfield Hills has 0. Walled Lake has 13. And Rochester has 4. Again, your attorneys are getting rich on the backs of children and families because you refuse to mitigate and look for resolutions. Another thing I'd like to talk about this evening is this district in 2013 had bullying brought to their attention. I'd like to draw all your attention to an Oakland Press article, March 23rd, 2013, where a principal in this district, Valerie Grimes, personally sued a parent over bullying, but the principal ignored the bullying. Several parents came to the district and said that they had, several parents had come to the district and witnessed the bullying. And this was 2 years ago. 2 years prior. I'm just trying to quote quickly so that you can all address this. So since I don't have time to read this,
I'm going to cut you off.
Sure, Oakland
Time is
Press
up.
article, March 23rd, 2013.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate all those comments from people who live in our community, and I appreciate comments for those of you who live in another community. With that, Dr. Wunderlich, Superintendent's report.
Thank you. Given the time, I will skip my page and a half of rebuttals to things that were said that were inaccurate. This is my 32nd wedding anniversary tonight, and wedding anniversary 1 is paper, 25 is silver, and believe it or not, 32nd is a board meeting. Who would have known? So let me do something that, and remind people of what this meeting was actually about, and that was positive things. We saw some amazing academic growth. Congratulations to the CAI department and all that you do. Just absolutely fantastic job on that. We saw our championship bowling team this evening, something we should certainly celebrate. We also have another state champion in the Kettering robotics team, 3098, so congratulations to them as well. The Pierce Middle School Destination Imagination team is going to global finals, so congratulations to them. Mott's Lauren Mabey won the BCAM Team First Award for putting team before self in softball. Mott's Girls Bowling earned academic all-state honors. Kettering's Marissa Brady committed to play basketball at Aquinas College. Kettering's Maureen Jenkinson committed to play soccer at Rochester College. Mott's Samantha Sam Smith committed to play soccer at Alma College. Kettering's Ashley Watson got an all-state honorable mention for basketball. The Detroit Free Press All-North girls basketball team includes Marissa Brady from Kettering, Ashley Watson from Kettering, Emily Huff from Mott. Mott's Ashton Franklin earned second-team honors on the Detroit News All-North boys basketball team. Kettering's Jessica Mercier committed to play to do the pole vault at U of M. That is just, you got to be really good to be doing that. Mott's Wyatt Wagner committed to swim at Olivet University, the one in Illinois, not the one in Michigan. Kettering's Sydney Mann committed to play volleyball at Oakland University. The Waterford Kettering Orchestra at the MSBOA Festival, 2 solos, 4 duets, and 2 ensembles all earned Division I ratings at that festival. Elizabeth Kutchie was selected as the lead presenter for U of M's 4T virtual conference. Thank you, Elizabeth, who's in our audience tonight. Already mentioned, Monica Bandlow, Kettering teacher, was selected as the Waterford Foundation Teacher of the Year. And Jessica Gislane, Kingsley Montgomery School teacher, was selected as the NAMI Secondary Educator of the Year as well. Lindsay Crozier, a teacher at Riverside, was awarded a $2,500 grant from Farmers Insurance today. Mott Link Crew leaders received a grant from the Waterford Optimist Club, and Kettering Leadership and Student Council won a slew of awards that they informed the board of a couple weeks ago. One of them was the State Award of Excellence. So just fantastic. And that's just the past couple weeks in Waterford. We've got great things going on every single day. And that is why I love Waterford. And I love the Waterford School District. I'm nearing the end of my 18th year with the district, although not consecutive years, 18 years. And it's always been an honor to be a part of this district. As an elementary principal, as an alternative high school principal, and in every job I've had here, including the one I have now. I love education. I always have. It's a field that no one chooses for wealth or fame. We do it because we love kids, and we want to be of service to kids. Is any profession perfect? No. And the education system is no exception. We must constantly try to be better together. We've had an extremely challenging last month. However, I believe we'll be incredibly better as a result of it. Every day we expect our 9,500 students to learn and improve. We don't expect them to be perfect. We expect them to make mistakes, learn from them, and do better. We want them to do their best. Is it any different for us as an organization? I hope not. We'll not be perfect, we will make mistakes, but every one of them is an opportunity to learn, improve, and be a better school district than we were. You heard President Himmelspaugh talk about the anti-bullying task force that will start meeting next week. It represents a large number of stakeholder groups in the district, and this is a work group, not a sit and talk committee. I'm looking for first meeting results that we can implement immediately, as well as long-range goals that we can start implementing for the 18-19 school year. This task force will stay in place to monitor how we're doing and make adjustments as necessary. And we've not had this before. I think it will change the culture of the school district and, again, make us better than we've ever been. In the past month, we've had 2 other issues that have gained media attention, or at least social media attention. And I want to caution people about both these forms of media. The biggest caution is we can't tell our side of the story. We are bound by FERPA, the Family Education Rights and Privacy Act, and as much as I would like to tell the story, I can't. Our teachers and administrators can't. Parents applaud us when it's their child we're protecting, but they're not as happy when we can't share information about what happened to the other child. Let me give you an example. Let's assume there was an incident of bullying, and the parent of the child who was bullied is happy that their child's identity and participation is protected, but they want to know what the consequences were for the bully. We say something like, we followed the code of conduct, and they're not very happy with that answer. They want to know how many days of suspension, what type of counseling, what's the behavior contract, were police involved, and the privacy laws not only protect the rights of your child, they protect the rights of the other child as well. And that often leads people to believe that nothing happened when many things did happen, and we just can't tell the story. And we didn't write the law, but we need to enforce it. So please remember, you're only hearing one side of the story in media and on social media. My second point of caution is listening carefully. I was very upset with the entire bullying discussion. We had some people see it as an opportunity to jump on the bandwagon for unrelated issues. Let me give you an example. 2 women spoke multiple times at our first town hall meeting, disparaging the district, and they don't live here, and they have no children here. One of those same women at the second meeting took a 14-year-old middle school student out in the hall to yell at her, bully her about something the girl had said. So this woman was bullying at our bullying event. At the second meeting, we also had people from at least 4 different districts other than Waterford come talk about their bullying experiences. Well, it's great to know it's not just us. The people jumping on the bandwagon are taking energy and resources away from Waterford kids and families who need and deserve our attention. Whether it's a disgruntled ex-employee with their own axe to grind against administration or non-residents with no children in Waterford, listen carefully. Do they even care about your issue, or are they using your issue for theirs? I think most people can figure it out. Sometimes in the frenzy of social media, the truth gets lost. Often in the frenzy of social media, the truth becomes unimportant. The more shares of an accusation, the more power it gets. And we, the school district, can't defend ourselves by telling the rest of the story. My third and final caution is to watch our own behavior closely. A large percentage of the anti-bullying emails I received were threats. If you follow the comments under a social media post, you often see the exact behavior the post was against. They label and taunt without getting to know someone or consider their dignity as a person. They leap to a conclusion based on limited information and choose to shame instead of having a dialogue. Isn't that what bullies do? Injustice does not cure injustice. Hate does not eliminate hate. Negative social media posts and email blasts don't build great schools. The creative energy of all of us working as a team will. As you hear things, remember that we can't tell our side of the story. Listen carefully and ask yourself if they're using your issue for theirs. And watch what we're modeling for our kids. They learn from us, and then they bring it to school. The incredibly important work of keeping our school children safe is our highest priority. The experiences of this past month will make us better at it than we've ever been. Thank you.
By roll call vote, the Board of Education will continue this meeting and move to closed session for the purpose of discussing written communications between legal counsel. No action will be taken during that closed session, and their regular meeting will be deemed adjourned at the conclusion of the closed session. So I need a roll